they were kind of at their best for me. And they were able to maybe even upset like a tier 2 team in Asia here or there on a map. So I think that kind of general approach is probably going to be better for them against TYLOO. Not saying that the upset's really that much in the realms of possibility, but even just being more competitive than they were on Inferno is kind of what I want to see.
All right, off we go. It is going to be the T side for God's Reign in the end. So we'll get our answer to at least that question. Mosaic spotting them out pretty early there at A main. Flash is coming through, but shots are connecting. There's 1-for-1 so far. Jamyoung still alive, still in play. Just going to duck in back behind that smoke and let G try and do the rest of the work. G will fall. And now the defense is looking a little bit shaky from TYLOO. Attacker probably needs to get involved here with a kill or two from those dualies. In theory, we shouldn't be expecting much from Jamyoung on 3 HP. TYLOO, they're going to go out in front of this play. I mean, Mercury on the flank, you'd think they'd be waiting for that, but they decide to go anyway. And that could be real problems for God's Reign because they are very focused in on Attacker. They were not expecting Mercury from behind that late in the round. And that will, in the end, be the 2 kills that will pick it up for TYLOO. So, Pistol goes the way of the Chinese squad again.
Yeah, no bomb plant. Going to make it a lot harder for God's Reign to invest in this one as well. So they are going to force regardless. This is the kind of force nowadays that can catch teams off guard if they're not respecting it enough. Tech 9's and armor. Create yourself enough of an opportunity or a window in time where you can catch some of these CT defense off guard. Get an early little plant for yourself, an established after plant after a trade or two, and maybe an upgrade weapon, and that's where you can make something happen. Passive approach to the round here to start off for God's Reign. Just a smoke to E-box and B main to try to limit info. Flash and molly into the middle of the map, and they are going to smoke in through for an A split here.
Jamyoung waiting for that. You can hear all those footsteps. And he does have Mosaic out there on the bomb site, as well as G up here in heaven. So that should not have gone as cleanly as it did for God's Reign, but still the rotation coming through from TYLOO is going to be enough. Good quick response. Messy round, definitely. And God's Reign, they almost got it done. They really did just need one more quick clean kill, and that was a round over, but not to be. And so TYLOO will hold on to the economic victory.
Little bit of economic damage inflicted by God's Reign, but once again, could not secure themselves a plant. Do like a little bit of pistol investment here from the T side. See if they can take some more guns away from the CTs here. Want to keep that economy nice and honest. Open up a chance at a reset window later on, but Mercury just going to go into bully mode with the A1S. This guy loves to take fights on the CT side, be aggressive, be proactive, as do the rest of TYLOO. They're not playing around here. Easy 2k for Mosey. Going to farm himself up some extra cash, and it's just Bavi.
Looking for it. Not going to find it. So fair enough. Standard stuff. Let's get into the gun round, though. Bear in mind, the first gun round of the last map was God's Reign's best map. Best round, I should say, actually. So we'll see if they can follow suit again. It's going to be the AWP out for fired up. He's got a spawn towards Canal. So he's going to maybe have a bit of a look here. No, slows things down instead. So it'll be the riflers to go first. What's the initial approach going to end up being here? We want to take space toward main and have fired up. Yeah, indeed. Just look toward E-box. Make sure there's no funny business there, but very fast actually into A main from God's Reign through that smoke. So already starting to take some map control.
Yeah, quick A main control, forcing out the early util from the CTs and beating the deep main smoke there. Something TYLOO has to be concerned about. Jamyoung with the full belter util does rotate over towards that A side of the map, offering Mosey a little bit more support. They're going to re-establish control of A main there. Something that God's Reign forfeited. So TYLOO retaking that map control relatively easily.
be interesting if TYLOO decide to get aggressive. Looks like Finn is just watching here for Mercury. Fight Up will go 1 for 1. But the rest of the fight, maybe not quite going so well for God's Reign. That's really clean from G. A 2k in middle with the M4. And Rossi and Finn are now down to basically a sliver of HP each. Jamyoung, maybe not even required in this round, as Attacker will pick up that bomb carrier. Finn, well, that nade will do it. So that'll be that. Pretty good round from TYLOO in the end.
Probably another half buy on the cards here for God's Reign. Seemed comfortable to attempt the tech armor in round number 2. So wouldn't be surprised if they go for something similar. Did seem like they had, you know, a set play pre-prepared for that round 2. Try to kick off a little bit of B info denial into an A split. Once again, just the info denial smokes off the bat there for God's Reign. Into house and E-box this time. Attacker's aggressing through main, spots out at least 2 players. And he's going to stick around maybe for too long here. He is punished. It's a rifle that God's Reign could potentially get their hands on. And they are licking their lips at the opportunity of a B split. Beautiful flash onto Mercury, Jordan.
Yeah, indeed. And he is going to be taken down. There wasn't really much that he could do when he eats a flash like that one. We've been blinded for a couple of years off of that. Now it's on to the rest of the side hold. G doing a pretty good job, and he's helped out very nicely. Again, those rotations coming through are just a little bit too fast from TYLOO. Flash connected nicely onto Fired Up, but he's able to get out. Unfortunately, not with the bomb. Things will slow down a little bit here. He's going to be smoked off. Both G and Mosaic are quite low, so not too keen on just taking a straight-up heads-up fight. But again, another round that leans quite heavily towards TYLOO at this stage.
Yeah, Fired Up, just burning some time off the clock. Wants to make TYLOO worried about the rotation back towards middle and have to kind of respect the fact that the flank could come in through middle or the drop down towards canals and in towards E-box. Little contact setup here for TYLOO off the back of G and E-box.
Okay, Mosaic forced out by the Incend. G, nice cheeky little line. Tough one for Fired Up to clear. Just gets the last couple of bullets in that was required. 5-0 the scoreline, and it seems that map 2 is going the same way as map 1.
Which is kind of what we expected from this series at the end of the day. I think God's Reign kind of been treading water in ECL for quite a while. But credit to them, they have stayed in the league season after season. So definitely better than the rest of being relegated down to the division below. Smoke on the bridge. But the totem pole boost may give an opportunity for Fired Up here. And indeed, he might have found the pick on the Jamyoung there if he stuck around.
Flash over the top of mid. God's Reign going to look to establish a bit of control in that area of the map for now. They kind of held at bay by their own smoke, but they've tossed one into cams. TYLOO not super aware of what's happening in middle, so they'll pop a flash out through that cam smoke, give Jamyoung the chance to have a little bit of a look. He doesn't see anything, and immediately hightails it over to the B bomb site, which is going to be a good call. Doubled up in E-box for TYLOO at the moment, but Jamyoung coming through to assist from CT as well. And Attacker, importantly, gets that opening kill. Both those E-box players spotted, but Jamyoung making such a difference by getting across early. Might even be able to deny the bomb plan here if he wanted to go for it. Instead, decides to shift walk out of that smoke onto Pizza, which will be his end. Mosaic finds a gnarly trade through that smoke. Back to a 2-on-1 for G, who's quite slow on the rotate here, but has a bit of time to work with. AWP in hand as well. And that was a dangerous position to be in for B2, but won't matter in the end because the shot was not hit. God's Reign will find their first on Anubis.
A lot of pressure on TYLOO's economy as a result of that round. Chance now to go for an economic reset for God's Reign. These are the reset windows you need to take advantage of as an underdog in a matchup like this. Chance to break the CT money and stack yourself up some rounds. Didn't have a whole lot of T-side to play on Inferno, to be fair, so didn't really have the opportunity to do so.
One for one so far. Mercury, ooh, in and around that smoke. Does get the better of Rossi. Will fall as well. So quite chaotic over toward this B bomb side, and that seems to be working out for God's Reign so far. C4's going to take quite a while to come across, but God's Reign have very much established that control. Now it's up to TYLOO to decide what they want to do in terms of retaking this site. They've got the line from CT Spawn with G and Jamyoung, which has now been smoked off as they are on the way through. Also not be able to make much of an impact as the bomb plant does go down, and now the retake begins in earnest for TYLOO. Util getting tossed out. Jamyoung on the way forward. These smokes still causing some problems, and Util in hand is not where you want to be, Jamyoung, but Mosaic, good trade, and Jamyoung out of the picture, so it's on to G, who cannot get it done, onto B2, who holds strong for the second round here for God's Reign. 2 in a row.
Yeah, money broken on the CT side. The back of multiple B after plants won by God's Reign now. Sensing some weakness on that side of the map, perhaps, and taking advantage of it to boot. But with only one player surviving, and these rounds coming down to clutches time and time again for God's Reign, they have to get through this anti-eco as cleanly as possible. No money built up at all on the T side here. Good news is that TYLOO really has not invested too much into this round, but given the fact that God's Reign has won multiple rounds on this B side of the map, they have stacked it.
TYLOO going to try and do something here, and I reckon they're probably going to get something as well. Finn surely can't knock over all of them. He needs the assistance. Barbie's going to come flying in from the bridge and give up his life just to save Finn. What a teammate. 5-3 though is the scoreline, and Anubis starting to look a little better for God's Reign.
For sure. They've done exactly what they needed to do. Pressure on the economy, break it, and then complete the anti-eco very cleanly. Now I've got enough cash to be able to put another buy round together should this one go poorly. But TYLOO already feeling pretty happy with 5 rounds on the CT. Anything more that they can streak together after this is a bit of a bonus. And they're stacking up their own loss bonus as well. Smoke on the bridge from both teams. Molly to double doors, but God's Reign prepping themselves for an A execute into a Mosey that doesn't have any support or a Molly to stop it.
Got a gun. Vincent going to be tickling his feet, and he went the wrong way. Should have gone right instead of left, maybe. Either way, nice clean take from God's Reign. It's worked out perfectly. That is exactly how you'd like it to go.
Yeah, they read that so well. Multiple successful B rounds and mid-pressure time and time again for God's Reign is something that TYLOO felt the need to respond to in this round, and God's Reign, credit to them, that's classic conditioning working out beautifully for you. Call the quick A-take and catch that A-anchor without really the util. You know, I've mentioned the pressure on the economy multiple times so far this game, and as a result of that, didn't have the molly he needed to play with to be able to stop that as the solo A-anchor and got himself caught out. So really, really nice call for God's Reign. Credit where credit's due. Going to get themselves a 4th round here. Oh, this exit could be huge as well. That's massive. Rossi taking that gun away from Jamyoung. They wanted to drop over 2 M4s. And now they can, unfortunately, only drop the 2 M4s, but one player will have to go down to MP9, and it will be Jamyoung. Whereas previously they would have had 5 rifles in this round. They're not even going to buy, actually. They're going to just go for SMG's armor around the 2 rifles and take a half bite. And it looks like we're getting a tech pause.
Yeah, what seems to be the issue? God's Reign, maybe. So TYLOO is all ready to go. Is it just going to be a quick reset, or is it going to be a proper pause? Looks like a proper pause. All right. Well, that'll happen.
Stop the count. 4-5. India back on top.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, if you're God's Reign, you're probably happy with the proceedings so far, even though it is 5 on the CT side for TYLOO, which, like, is pretty good. 5 on CT side Anubis is honestly par score or above, frankly. But I think as long as you're even just going even here for God's Reign, you're probably feeling okay about it. You're feeling like at least you're competing in this map.
Yeah, I think they have been pretty competitive on this T side. Didn't start well for them, but they're definitely grinding their way back into the game slowly but surely. I think, like I said, don't even necessarily mind if they win or lose the game at the end of the day. It's just about whether they show potential and how competitive they can keep a game with one of Asia's best teams for me, really. And so far it's been pretty competitive, so I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Are they not?
Well, no, I think they probably are. It's just we're going to get the answer to that, I would say, pretty soon when the MRQs pop up. And I'm interested to see how TYLOO goes there, because I think that's going to be the real test for them, is it not? Like, they are really one of those teams that if they miss out on another major with this core, does this core get another shot? That'd be 2 majors. I mean, they'll get to the MRQ at least this time, but I think the Chinese region is looking definitely quite susceptible to the likes of a TYLOO. And I think it's time for them to finally prove that they actually do deserve to have that title of one of the best teams in Asia, because that's what we've been saying. That's what we've been saying for 12 months almost, at least 6 months. And what do they really have to show for it? One good run at ESL Pro League?
Yeah, mostly. They are notorious online qualifier chokers, or whatever you want to call it. Last time, obviously, it was a heartbreak to Rare Adam in the major qualifier. But there have been other qualifiers for major events before as well that this core has not necessarily been able to take advantage of in the past. Wasn't super awe-inspiring pickup when Attacker came back into the lineup, but he's pleasantly surprised me and I think a lot of people.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I really didn't think he was going to be doing anything more than just filling in for a game or a series, or maybe just an event in the same capacity that we saw someone like Orman sort of in and out of the roster at various times. Orman obviously played at Extremes Land, and I thought that would be kind of what Attacker's role would be as well. We'll just see him play something like ESL Challenger League while TYLOO kind of tries to figure out who's going to be the actual 5th. And obviously then he went over to ESL Pro League, and it's like, oh, he's actually pretty good, apparently, again. And here we are with a conversation to be had around, does Attacker get a pretty good long-term run in this roster, at least until the end of the major cycle, which now is probably only a couple of months away, but I think there's definitely a world where, he's justified his position, at least for the next meanwhile. Just depends, I think, a lot on what happens at the MRQ, and beyond that, what happens at the major, if they make it.
Get back into the game now, though. As mentioned, but if you're just joining us, God's Reign actually in an impeccable position on the T side of Anubis right now. Half buy has come in for TYLOO with a couple of saved rifles. Rossi looking for an opener towards this B side of the map. Multiple players to be able to find, and that is a juicy nade indeed.
Another one.
Rossi down to 25 HP. Thought that was going to be a Kobe, but he does keep himself alive.
Yeah, I don't know if he really had much of a say in the matter, to be honest, whether it was him or just just the fate of this round? How big of a difference could it be? Could Rossi make use of that 11 HP and go on to still win this round for God's Reign? They're doing a nice job of establishing some control in middle. Nade in cams. God's Reign not overly eager to press too hard into mid just yet, but at some point this ends up looking like it's going to be a split.
Yeah. I mean, they've already thrown the smoke to back left middle. They're slowly taking control of A. G is pushed all the way through that B side of the map. It's a full stack on this side.
That's a nice flash. A brilliant flash, in fact, as Jamyoung and Attacker and Mercury combine for that A main defense. Just leaves fired up with the AWP, and sooner or later, he's going to get swung by Jamyoung's MP9, and that'll be the end of that. So 6-4 the score, and TYLOO once again establishing some degree of control in this first half, but they haven't broken the T economy yet.
No, and that's thanks to some solid rounds in a row for God's Reign, giving themselves a bit of a runway into this game. But with the 1900 loss bonus and 3 players dipping very, very deep into the cash reserves, this could be a soft reset from TYLOO that they can take advantage of. And at that point, you might be looking at an 8-4 half, and that might not be enough for God's Reign to remain competitive here. Quick pacing into middle. Double mollies straight up the guts, and a quick smoke to back left side of middle is a lot of pressure into the middle of the map. God's Reign looking for a pick, but as you can see, still 2 players waiting in the wings. This is just a 1-3-1. They're trying to punish some aggression from TYLOO, but haven't decided what their mid to late round should look like just yet. They're going to drop off Rossi and look elsewhere.
Yeah, it's a bit scary for B2. G, I think he'll get this kill on a Finn every day of the week. And Rosea waiting patiently. He will know the bomb has now been dropped, and that's going to prompt a bit of a movement from TYLOO. You can see the E-Box player Mercury moves out through the smoke, looking to defend canals. Rotation was coming through from Attacker. He was picked up in the end by Rossi, but Jamyoung anchoring on the A site will ensure that no flank can come through. So it's down to just Barbie and Fired Up. They will be given the bomb back by TYLOO.
And disadvantage once again, losing all control of that A side of the map. Mercury goes on an expedition, but forfeiting A, he's heard all of these footsteps, prompting the rotation in for Jamyoung. It's a free site for God's Reign, at least for the time being, but TYLOO is setting up the net.
Yeah, nice wrap around the back from Mercury, ensures they can't get out B main. So the only place that TYLOO really have to be too concerned about here probably is E-Box until Mercury goes down. Barbie stepping up, but not far enough. Jamyoung so stable in these clutches. Just going to enjoy the architecture for a second before defusing the bomb. And 7-4 will be the score with 1 round left to play in the first half.
Bomb plant, giving God's Reign access to maybe a little more than they may have expected to get in this round. Oh, I really need to scrape a 5th round together here, especially given how closely contested they've kept this game. Like, they started off, it was 5-1, but they've really ground their way back into this game. Even that last round looked very winnable for Barbie. Down to a Galil, a couple Galils and a Mac 10. Pressure on that A side of the map again. Pulls the rotations over for TYLOO as they lean towards A. There is an opportunity to take advantage of for God's Reign towards this B side of the map. Just Attacker and Mercury here for the time being.
Attacker go down and grab himself a kill on a Fired Up. He still remains in the round, but not for too long. Finn needing to open the smoke, but it's Jamyoung again for 2 from Platt. He's been so stable for TYLOO tonight. Gives them another advantage in this round. B2 is going to try to exit the B site. What he fails to realize at the moment is that Mosea is waiting for him outside of E-Box. He's going to have to hard clear this angle, which he will not do. And that is going to be the end of the half. Mosea cleans it up. 8-4 for TYLOO.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
So first half was a little bit kinder to God's Reign than on map number 1 of Inferno, which was an 11-1 scoreline, but 4 rounds on the T side of Anubis, probably still leaving a little bit to be desired here. TYLOO looking good to close tonight out with a 2-0. They're quick into main. The flash going to go over the top. Finn instantly spotting that info, knows that he has to get some kind of info for his team. Smoke will come through to try to slow TYLOO down. They're going to flood through it. B2 waiting with the dualies, but it's Fired Up who gets himself 2. Barbie in there to help out as well with the USP. And that is the pistol round gone for TYLOO.
Yeah, no respect in terms of rotations given there for God's Reign. Instantly 4 players on that A side to defend that quick A take from TYLOO. G now going to attempt the 1-on-4, but realistically he wants just to try to buff up his AWP fund given the fact that TYLOO did not get the bomb plant down there. Nice gush onto B2. Trying to keep this one competitive, and you can see God's Reign closing in around A main, wanting to play contact off of Barbie in heaven.
G going to try and make it as expensive as possible for God's Reign, and I mean, frankly, it's less about making it expensive for God's Reign and more about just building up a bit of cash for himself. There's 2, no 3. Uh-oh. 30 seconds left on the clock. G, he could definitely win this. He wants the bomb. Oh, my God, God's Reign. They will want to forget about that round. G has just pulled off a miracle.
GG. That's all you can say after a round like that.
I can't
Oh,
believe
my
it.
Lord.
That's a tilter.
Man.
That's a tilter.
It's absolutely a tilt-up. Should never get away with that. Force Bite going to come in from God's Reign in response. Yeah? What?
Yeah, gonna have to. They're gonna have to force buy, aren't they? Finn gonna try and block the smoke a little bit. I don't know if that's gonna give him really much room to work, but maybe opens up an angle on the right side of that smoke if he starts firing through it. Either way, TYLOO in a much better position than what they should be.
A main point of contest. There's a flash onto E-Box trying to catch that Canals defaulter, which there isn't one because TYLOO is just kicking off this A split. This is exactly what God's Reign did to them on their T side, and they are not ready for it at all.
Yep. Straight into A here for TYLOO. One plan's going to go down in a jiffy. And God's Reign might just save here, honestly.
Don't mind
Looks
that.
like that will be it.
Have a crack in the next round. See what damage you can inflict. With 4 SMGs though, TYLOO. We'll see if they're going to actively hunt this. See a lot of movements from both Jamyoung and Attacker. Mosey closing in on that B side as well. You can see TYLOO looking to try to hunt these pistols if they can.
Not too successfully, frankly. So we'll cost a little bit of a reinvestment from a couple of the TYLOO members, but going into AKs won't be too disappointing in a round like this anyway. You know, you've got a couple of players with armor to sort of punch through, so should be able to get the job done. Of course, not much of an investment from God's Reign, just saving those weapons and seeing what that's going to provide for them in this round.
Molly onto main. Rossi gooched up. Holding onto his smoke for a little longer. They're trying to molly him out of position and keep applying the pressure. Nice HE cleans him up though. And TYLOO take that as a signal to at least take E-Box. Bomb's been left behind, so they're not really in a rush, but now starting to commit some more utility into B.
Barbie waiting for them with Deagle in hand, but Mercury, very nice spray transfer. We'll get rid of both Barbie and Fired Up. And then he gets himself one more, just to be the cherry on the cake. 11-4 is the score. Money there for God's Reign to invest into this round, but this will probably be the only buy they get if they lose it.
Last chance for God's Reign to do much in this series. If they lose it, all comes out for Fired Up again. Posting up on that E-Box line. Beautiful open up. Man advantage for God's Reign for only about 5 seconds as Jamyoung takes advantage of Barbie in the middle of the map. It's going to unsettle the CTs quite substantially. You already see some movements away from A main.
B2 looking to hunt down Jamyoung, knew that he would be sticking around, trying to hold on to that map control. That's a wise move from God's Reign. Not enough yet to win them the round, but enough to put it very much in their favor. To the B bomb site they go. Smokes up, bomb down by the looks of it. So that's part one of the puzzle complete for TYLOO. Slow rotate coming in here from B2. He doesn't want to go down in Canal there and give up that E-box control. Obviously not that he's aware that TYLOO have completely exited the site. I think TYLOO's just going to try and play for the bomb timer here. Smoke's going to go onto it for God's Reign, but they actually have to push out into main here. They actually do need to push, otherwise they're going to lose this round because the spam will come through from TYLOO and win the round. Attacker will fall, and that's well done in the end. Well handled. God's Reign biding their time nicely, getting the job done with a good flash out from B main. If they don't take that space though, Pilsky, if they just smoke up main, try and defuse the bomb, TYLOO have 3 players there that are going to spam the defuse and probably get the kill. So wisely done in the end from God's Reign.
Yeah. Good stuff for them to hold their nerve. Facing an economic reset against series point for TYLOO. Enough guns saved over to build up a little bit of cash. And TYLOO's starting to run out of cash themselves. The AWP investment from G in particular putting a bit of a hole in the T-side economy right now. Fired up on a different line this time towards bridge. Progression smoke into E-box and main from TYLOO, trying to obscure the vision. Some util pressure on the A side of the map as well, but will be secured by the CT smoke. There's the next wave of util from TYLOO. Smoke into main and house. Really taking their time in this round. The B main aggression though here, really trying to isolate that B lurker. TYLOO bring an extra player over to try to punish this aggression from the CT side, and indeed they will take 2 with them. 2-for-1 trade and a free B site for the T side now.
Yeah, they might get one more here as well. Oh, Mercury, he's seen fired up. Ah, that's too easy, too routine for a player like Mercury. That is going to be a plant down, and God's Reign with no real decision here to make but to save. You've got to take these 2 guns through. It will be enough to at least scrounge a bite together in the next round and fight for this map, but 2v4 retake, I don't think so. So, rough call to make for God's Reign, but it is the one that they have to make.
Got to hold on to whatever you can. Finn and Rossi a little bit richer than the rest of the boys, so could be a little bit better of a CT buy than TYLOO may be expecting coming into this next round. But still not a position that is enviable for God's Reign. Looking like things may end the similar fashion to what we got in the first best of 1 tonight between these 2 teams.
I dare say you're probably right. What's the approach going to be, though, from God's Reign for what might be the final round of the map and series? 2 players, 3 players towards B. Expecting some aggression over there, perhaps. So it's a 3-1-1. A site reasonably weakly defended. It doesn't look like TYLOO want to go in that direction either. They've tossed the molly at the bottom of main. B2 wisely recognizing that will get aggressive over towards main, but in the meanwhile, they have now lost mid control, and TYLOO are wasting no time pushing their way forward. Mercury just spinning around like a Beyblade, trying to work his way into middle, dodging the flashes and whatnot. He has taken that space. God's Reign not going to be bold enough to try to retake it. Molly will at least deny TYLOO entry into the A site for now. That's actually quite well done from Rossi. Has allowed Fired Up to get back over to A to bolster the defense there alongside B2. Otherwise, it was a solo A hold.
TYLOO undecided about where they want to end this round. Creeping their way through A main, Mosey has been waiting in the wings for so long and finally rewarded for his patience. G missing a shot over on B side. Rossi lucky to be alive, but still not lucky enough because TYLOO's taken that B site. He's fighting hard to get back into this round though.
2v4 seems impossible. Perhaps is going to be impossible, though the missed shot from G maybe makes it doable. B2 has picked up both Attacker and Jamyoung, and now G has to come scrambling back across. The issue, of course, for God's Reign is going to be that defuse timer. The bomb ticking away. G is on default. He's cleaning house. B2 goes down, fired up, stuck behind a smoke. Can't do anything. G's aware. He's heard him. And that'll be that. 13-5 for TYLOO as they pick up yet another map win over God's Reign and secure the 2-0 for this evening.
Yeah, nicely done. Pretty cut and dry game from TYLOO tonight. As to be expected against an opponent like God's Reign. God's Reign still